So, James Gunn has announced the sequel to Superman titled Man of Tomorrow with this image drawn by legendary comic artist Jim Lee, and gave it the release date of July 9th, 2027. I know I'm a bit late to this, but we have gotten some more information about the film after a week of the announcement. What's amazing is the fact that we got the announcement for the film and release date in less than 2 months after the film came out. What is super exciting is how the sequel to Superman is coming out only 2 years after the first one. Nowadays, it takes 4 to 5 years for a superhero movie to get a sequel. The Batman Part 2 is coming out 5 years after the first movie, even though they announced it back in 2022, the same year the first movie came out. It's crazy how Superman and the Batman Part 2 were supposed to come out in the same year, and now the sequel to Superman is coming out in the same year as the Batman Part 2, with Man of Tomorrow coming out first.
I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Yeah! Yeah! And some of these, and some of these. Almost there, and done. Now let's see how it looks so far. The break time!
Along with the Jim Lee illustration, James Gunn posted, David Corenswet posted this illustration by comic artist Jorge Jimenez, and Nicholas Hoult posted this illustration by other comic artist Mitch Gerards. In these images, we see David Corenswet's Superman standing with Nicholas Hoult's Lex Luthor, who is now wearing his power suit from the comics. From these images, it looks like we're going to see Superman and Lex Luthor working together. In the Lee drawing, Superman and Lex are standing together like a buddy cop movie. In the Jimenez drawing, it looks like they're fighting together, and in the Gerard's drawing, it looks like they're clashing with each other. On the Howard Stern show, James Gunn confirmed that Superman and Lex will be working together in this movie to fight a bigger threat.
It is a story about Lex Luthor and Superman having to work together to a certain degree against a much, much bigger threat.
Gunn also stated that this movie will be both a Superman movie and a Lex Luthor movie.
And it's more complicated than that. It's as much a Lex movie as it is a Superman movie.
That could be explained why this movie is called Man of Tomorrow and not Superman Man of Tomorrow, because as people have pointed out, both Clark and Lex can be considered the Man of Tomorrow. Let's get back to how Gunn mentioned a bigger threat. Who will that bigger threat be? Well, I mean, it's gotta be Brainiac. Like how I mentioned in my last video, the villain for a Superman sequel should be Brainiac. A lot of people are speculating that it's Brainiac, and yeah, it makes sense. A whole alien invasion caused by Brainiac could be what brings Superman and Lex to work together, because Lex Luthor fucking hates aliens. If you want to hear more about why I want Brainiac in this movie, go watch my video where I explain why I want it and how it could work. Even if Man of Tomorrow doesn't have Brainiac, the movie will still probably be good since James Gunn never misses.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
They could maybe use Mongol, Bizarro, Metallo, or Parasite, and I think they can still tell a good story. Hell, James Gunn can make a Superman movie with Mr. Mixius Plitlick or Titano the Super Ape as the main villain, and it would still be peak. Hell, I think those two villains would work so well in a James Gunn movie. I think it's wild how Superman and Lex Luthor will be working together in this movie, since this version of Lex Luthor is just so evil and irredeemable that I don't see how Superman could ever want to work with him or be willing to work with him. I don't know how Superman could ever put his differences aside with Lex after what he did to Molly.
Let's try another question, Joey Superman.
Luther, don't do this.
Who raised you as a child?
I believe in you, Superman. No. Don't tell him nothing.
I didn't imagine that would go so quickly.
It seems like Lex is gonna break out of prison, make his power suit, fight Superman briefly, then work with him to stop Brainiac or whoever the villain is from destroying the world. Come to think of it, the plot kind of reminds me of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, since that movie's about Aquaman and Orm teaming up to fight Black Manta. With David Corenswet and Nicholas Hoult returning as Superman and Lex Luthor, who will be the leads of the film, it is also confirmed that Rachel Brosnahan will return as Lois Lane. Isabella Merced reposted James Gunn's announcement post on her story with the text, "See you soon," so I think it's safe to say that she'll return as Hawkgirl. I'll be excited to see more of her in this movie, and I think the Justice Gang will probably also return in this movie. I hope to see Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, and Metamorpho return. Maybe we'll get more members of the Justice Gang too. Supergirl should also be in this movie after having her own solo film, because it only makes sense for her to be a big part in the sequel to a Superman film after having her own movie. Aaron Pierre, who will also be playing Jon Stewart in Lanterns, also commented, "Yes, indeed, green heart emoji," on Gunn's announcement post. So I think Jon Stewart will be in this movie too. I think that this movie will be a team up between many heroes and maybe even villains. Well, Lex Luthor is a villain that they're teaming up with to fight a big threat like a alien invasion. I really hope Martian Manhunter is one of the heroes in this movie. This would be a great introduction to the character, and I just think he's so underrated and underused. On the question of what other heroes can be in this movie, Peacemaker could very much be a possibility. James Gunn has called Peacemaker Season 2 a prequel to Man of Tomorrow, but that doesn't confirm he'll be in the movie. Maybe a plotline from the show can return in Man of Tomorrow and be important. Maybe the Quantum Unfolding Chamber or all the Argus stuff. Honestly, Gunn could have been joking when he was saying that. He's probably just saying it to get more people to watch it, which, hey, you should watch Peacemaker. It's a great show.
Yo, yo, yo! Ah! Do you really wanna taste it?
I mean, Peacemaker did have a cameo in the first movie, so he can return again. Maybe he'll have another cameo. Grant Gustin also commented on Gunn's announcement, and people think that he'll return as the Flash in Man of Tomorrow. People who think that are honestly just so fucking stupid. Just because he commented doesn't mean he's in the movie. He's probably just showing support. He did a story on his Instagram showing support for the first movie too. I doubt the DCU would reuse a casting from the Arrowverse, especially a main character. That would just confuse people. They definitely just use another actor. Maybe they can have him play Jay Garrick, like how John Wesley Shipp, who played Flash in the 90s show, played Jay Garrick in the Arrowverse. The people who think Grant Gustin will be DCU's Flash are even more delusional than the people who think Robert Pattinson will be the DCU Batman. How would having Grant Gustin being the DCU Flash even work? At least Pattinson as DCU Batman could work. We already had 9 seasons of him as the Flash. I like Grant Gustin, but he doesn't need to play the Flash again in a different franchise after playing him for like 10 years. Come on, guys. Brandon Routh also commented on this post. That doesn't mean he'll show up as a Superman variant or as the Atom.
Do you actually believe that, or are you just doing a bit right now?
I don't just believe it. I know it. And they've pulled the wool over your eyes, haven't they? I could tell when he walked over here.
Jason Momoa could also appear as Lobo. Maybe Supergirl recruits him to fight Brainiac after her movie, which he will be appearing in. I would also like Zolo Meriduene to return as Blue Beetle, since it's confirmed he'll play him in the DCU and will have his own animated series. Since Jaime has an alien scarab, he could also be of good use against Brainiac. I can't wait for this movie. I know it'll be peak. Maybe it'll even be better than the first one. I just want to reiterate the fact that we're finally seeing a superhero movie sequel that's coming out only 2 years after the first film. I'm still pissed that it's taking 5 years to get a sequel to the Batman. I'm glad the DCU is getting work on sequels to their movies quickly. Look at how the MCU is now, where no movie in the multiverse saga has a sequel yet. The only one that's in development is Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that's because it's fucking Spider-Man, and the last Spider-Man movie made like $2 billion.
They're gonna make him do this till he's 90.
It's been 4 years and we haven't gotten a Shang-Chi sequel yet. Simu Liu has only one canon appearance as Shang-Chi before appearing again in Doomsday. No wonder why he's pissed. I'd be pissed too! And also, look at Mahershala Ali. He was cast back in 2019 as Blade, and he still hasn't gotten his movie yet. David Corenswet was casted as Superman 3 years after Mahershala Ali was casted, and we're gonna get 2 Superman movies before the Blade movie, even though the Superman movie was announced 3 years after the Blade movie. That's insane.
There's only been one Blade. There's only ever gonna be one Blade.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video. Are you excited for Man of Tomorrow? Let me know in the comments. I'd also like to hear what your theories or speculations are about the film. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. I hit 450 subs recently, which is cool. I'd also like to mention that I made an Instagram account for this channel. Go follow it. I post reels of my videos on there. I just wanted to shill that because I forgot to mention it in the past 4 videos since I made it. Alright, goodbye, and remember to stay based. Noob out.